Live from the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina, this is Under the Twin Suns.
Hello, and welcome back to the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina, Under the Twin Suns, Episode 4. Hope you all are having a good evening. As always, it's me, your host Cole, and we're here to talk about some fun things about Twin Suns and Star Wars Unlimited as a whole. I'm joined by some absolutely wonderful co-hosts who I'll let introduce themselves real quick as always.
It's Jonathan.
Uh,
Back again. Yeah, that's right. Steve, I jumped in this time. I was going to
I
do
was
the
trying
repeat
to
of
cut you
last
off,
time.
but you were too quick. You were too quick.
Hey, good transition.
I'm Steve. Smell like your mama's kisses.
I'm Ruben, and I'm steadfast behind what I believe in.
A steadfast senator.
Oh, you're spoiling.
We'll get there. I mean, there will be a little bit of a spoil here. If you guys want to go into set 4 with no knowledge of anything that's going on, I will put the timestamps below as to when we stop talking about it. But we want to talk a little bit about what was revealed this week in the Star Wars Unlimited world. And personally, I was a hater a few weeks ago. Oh, I cannot wait for these Carbonite packs, man. The prestige cards with the serial. I am a sucker for serialized cards. I love them.
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
is gonna be
sweet.
great. This is gonna be great for collectors. I love what this does for people trying to get into playing the game because it's gonna lower the cost of entry for people who just want to play because all the value will be in these collectors edition cards.
I mean, I'm gonna flex with my Carbonite cards. Put it in my Twin Sons deck. So look what I got. I'm not gonna do anything except put it in my Twin Sons deck. Maybe I'll put it in my Premier deck, but I just like the different types of cards. What's it? There's the normal card, and there's the tier 1, tier 2, and then the tier 3, which is the serialized card, right? So it's I really like the fact that the tier 2 for me specifically, when they said spot gloss, when I used to play Star Wars Destiny, they used to have spot gloss as like the showcase of you would say for Star Wars Unlimited.
Mhm.
They were so cool looking. So I really hope they're very similar in that line because I really enjoyed collecting those because my favorite I guess the only one that I really enjoyed the most was getting Jar Jar from Star Wars Destiny. So
I needed it. The part that really grabbed my attention was the fact that in the leader slot, you have a 1 in 2 box chance of getting a showcase. So that in and of itself made me go,
hmm
ooh. That made my eyes go, huh?
right.
And I don't know if they
You
said it,
guys
but
think
what if there's a serialized showcase, guys? I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Ooh.
I don't know
There's
if that's
still
a
a lot of
thing.
things they haven't said yet. Like there's still, they mentioned it in the stream itself that there's some couple of things that they haven't announced yet. So, I mean, I really like how FFG really hypes up tease all the cards that they're doing and all the sets. It's a lot of fun.
I got to give them props for that. They do a really good job of that. Like they truly do. It's always interesting.
you know they do a good job of keeping the hype going for sure.
Yeah.
Was there a particular spoiler that leaked through when they were advertising these showcases that you guys were particularly excited about?
Oh yeah. So for me, it's gonna be blue leader because I play a Rex green deck, and I thought of a comp. Not
Mm.
okay. This is not fair. I did not think of this. I saw it online because someone's smarter and faster than me. But imagine playing that off of a U-wing reinforcement. So because you can pay and you have 9 resources, you can then pay to make it that 5/5 and have ambush and go into the ground arena. Absolutely nuts. So that's the one that grabbed my attention. I don't know about you guys, but that one I was like, oh, that's going in my deck.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
beautiful
yeah,
card
that thing
too.
looks sweet.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It reminds me of I know we do this every episode, but it reminds me of Kicker and Magic, where you can pay the regular cost, but if you have a little extra
Yep.
resources, you can pay to let it do
Yep.
something else. And I love cards that are modal like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
A lot of
It's so it has so many great things to it. I mean, the Rebel, boom, you can play off of that, and we know how we have a lot of good rebel cards that can assist with that, you know. But the fact that it's a at the end of the day, it's a 5/5 4/5 on the ground and has ambush is something that is really really nice because I just the fact that it has ambush for me. Ambush is big deal for me because it's a surprise, right? You're not expecting it, or you're seeing this like, oh, what is this person gonna have in their hand? Are they gonna play this card? You don't expect it, kind of thing. So ambush is one of my favorite mechanics.
And you can throw a
Keyword.
pilot in it,
Yep.
or any vehicle
I'm
upgrades.
I'm pretty stoked for Allegiant General Pride, 2
Mhm.
resource 2/3. He's an official, which is relevant, and he has the first order tag. And I don't know if there's a whole lot of other cards. I know that Kylo had it. I don't know if we have many first order tagged people yet, but he says that when indirect damage is dealt to a unit, you may defeat a non-unique upgrade on
Ooh.
it. So I love this for like when indirect damage is done to a unit. So if they do indirect damage to your unit, he can pop off a bounty that was maybe on that unit, or maybe you can
Oh,
pop
I
off
like
like
that.
an entrenched or perilous position or something that they've put
Yep.
on your unit.
Interesting.
So it doesn't only work on,
Yep.
their stuff. You could use it on your stuff too. And he says on attack, if you have initiative, you deal 2 indirect damage to a player. So in addition to his 2 power that he's going to do on attack, he also
Mhm.
does 2 indirect damage. I think he's incredible. He's only 2 resources.
Yeah.
That's push.
Yeah, he's really good. I like the fact that Twin Suns related. I think the when indirect damage is dealt to a unit is going to fire more than anything else. Because on attack,
Oh
yeah, if
yeah.
you have initiative, it's going to be great. But the thing is, it's a global thing, right? So it can everyone is like, oh, you want to do this? When this happens, boom, I can ping this, I can ping that, and you can work with, hey Cole, if you do this, I will take off the upgrade that's coming at you next turn, or that bounty that's on your guy. You know, it's kind of it's very, you can use the politics of how do I not die? This guy will help you.
Yeah, I was gonna say boss would be interesting with him, but at the same time, you could just remove those bounties, which is weird. Of like, okay, I have a bounty on you, I can deal 1 damage to you, but now I can then remove it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Mm.
super excited for the, and I know that Rebels have always been a very strong synergy anyway, but this is gonna make Rebel Leia just way better. Green Leia. I just between the amount of good Rebel ships and good Rebel pilots that I can only imagine we're gonna see, it's a good day to be a Rebel. I am afraid
Did
of
you
the fact that we haven't seen a lot of Imperial stuff, and I'm almost afraid that might get left in the dust. But I mean, it had really good support in set one.
Yeah.
did you see the other rebel that was spoiled, General Draven?
Yes, he was also interesting. I felt like he was a little
He's like a
expensive for what he does.
Yeah, he's like a better Rex, right? Like he kind of does the same thing as Rex, but like a
Ooh,
little
those are
better.
fighting
Whereas
words,
like
Cole.
Yeah,
well,
those are very
like the
fighting
unit, the
words.
unit he brings 2 clones with him, which is great, but then he just kind of sits there like a
Yeah,
lame
I'll give you
duck.
the
This
unit who's
guy,
better than that.
when he attacks, so he can keep making the. I mean, he's probably not going to attack that many times, but I'm just saying, like, he
Well,
does
what if you
have
get him off
more
on a
utility
timely? If
outside
you're
of.
able to get him off on a timely and you start with 2 tokens, that's pretty good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, it's
nasty. You
when
scale
played
him
and
out.
on attack, you get those
Yeah.
2 tokens. I mean, it's pretty beefy. Like in space, where again, I think it's a very space themed set, as they said. So it's yeah. Mm. Ambush
In
that guy in,
space.
you get the
Wait, the upgrade from set 3 that was like give +1/+1 per trooper. Is that unit specific? Like,
It's
does it
called squad
exclude
support.
vehicles?
Let me look.
Yeah, I guess
Hmm.
yeah, I'm curious what restrictions are on that because that might be an insane card to add to anything if he's coming in.
It just says to a non-leader unit. It can go on a vehicle.
That's
Hmm.
+4/+4 if you ambush him in and have the resources to play it.
We got a new leader in Wedge Antilles.
I can't wait. He's also very interesting, especially in like
He looks really
pre-release.
cool.
He'll be really good in pre-release, is what I'm gonna call. Like in sealed format, I think he's gonna be
Hmm.
really good because you'll be able to get a bunch of the piloting stuff.
yeah.
He
It's
could just turn out to be like Dooku was, where like I'm like, oh, he's gonna be so broken, cost reduction, and then you like look at all the pilots and you go, okay. You look at all the separatists and you go, like he's good at like Dooku's really good in Twin Suns. Like I think he's really good in Twin Suns, but I'm talking about like for Premiere, I think it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, 3-4 upgrade on, you know, I mean, of course, it says it's going to be pilot is going to be the biggest, when mechanics here. But the thing is in limited play, this card is powerful. It's just the fact that leaders can do more than just get into play and just turn sideways and attack and stuff like that. It adds a versatility to this, and of course, Wedge is in was it set 1? He had his own unit card.
Yeah, unit.
Now he's
Yep.
going to be able to be like, hey, all my vehicles, guess what? That card's going to be so good because guess what? Set 4 is going to have a lot of vehicles. So there you go. Welcome, Wedge. Welcome to your party.
No, I run him in my sideboard for my Rex deck, and I've always thought he has potential. I'm very much looking forward to Wedge next set. And y'all are brave for putting those prestige cards in your twin set. Those are going right on my shelf. I'll run the hyper foils happily, but the prestige cards are going right on my shelf. Might even try to. I'm actually getting some of my first graded cards back from GameStop this week for Star Wars Unlimited.
Ooh, what'd you get graded?
So I
showcase?
originally bought a Cunning, and so I got a Command graded because now I'm trying to get all 4 of the double aspect cards graded. Yeah.
Nice.
So now I'm gonna do a Vigilance and an Aggression. So I think that'd be just a little fun thing to do.
Nice.
But yeah, any other cards that really get your jimmies going this week, guys?
I think
I
that's
mean,
all I
those are
had.
good. Yeah.
Well then, play the beautiful sound that Steve made for What's the Meme. It's an incredible thing. It's my favorite part of the video every time. So as always, we have a combination for you guys this week that could work and could make heads roll at your table. So I'm going to let Ruben take it away with his combination of the week for What's the Meme? Memology, the study of memes.
Well, thank you, Cole. I want to thank Cole. I want to thank Steve and Jonathan for making this all possible for me. Because if it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't have been possible. Literally. So my card is the Steadfast Senator. Now, there's nothing truly fancy about this card except it says attack with a unit. You pay 2, attack with the unit, it gains +2/+0 for this tag. Great, right? Everyone's like, yeah, that seems fine. Okay. In Twin Suns, it's pretty great because you can attack with your unit, right? But apparently, it was one of those days where you like all of us were all goofy. We're all like at the end of a work day. We're just like, you know what? This card is even more broken in Twin Suns because apparently rules do not apply in Twin Suns because I decided, you know what? Let's attack with a different unit that is not mine. And I think it was it your Anakin, Jonathan, on this one? Or
Yeah.
was it yeah, so I
I mean,
decided to
the senator
so
didn't say friendly.
yeah,
In your
I know.
defense, we were all down for this. Like
Oh,
we
yeah,
were all egging it on. We were like, "No,
Man,
I
it was
think
so-
this definitely works. This for sure works."
It's
It
one
was
of
so
those things where
thematic, like
I know,
yeah.
but it's like at the end of the day, I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right. After we did it, great, it was fun, and then I was like, man, the rules. Yeah, let me go back and look at the rules here. Like, duh. Like, we were so involved with this, we were like having fun with it, and so what happened was I did a steadfast senator's ability. I targeted Jonathan's Anakin, which I had him attack Cole's unit. So basically, at the end of the day, I used Jonathan's unit and attacked Cole's unit with my steadfast senator, and everyone was like, "Yes, this is how we do it."
It made sense in the moment.
Typical senator, sending off somebody else to go to war for him.
So yeah,
He's not gonna fight it himself.
it's nothing. It's crazy meme part about all this was the fact that I got away with it. because everyone was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I think going forward, if you senators come into play, house rule, it's all hands on deck where I can do whatever I want with my senators.
That's what I've heard.
So, all right. So yeah, that's basically it. That is what I did, and that is what I got away with. So I want to thank you all. Like they might have been messaging each other, like, "Dude, was he really doing that?" And they're like, "I guess so. Well, let's let it go." So I apologize for uh not knowing the rules at the time because, like I said, it was one of those days where like it's late. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But Twin Sons, house rule going forward. Steadfast Senator can attack with any unit. So that is what I have for that. Thank you.
I mean, that's the best
That
part
is my
about
TED
Twin
talk.
Sons. That's the best part about Twin Sons. You get to do funny stuff like that, and you get to make up whatever rules you want. Because I mean, it's just a fun format. At the end of the day, it's not competitive yet, and
Right.
I mean, I want it to stay casual. I mean, have tournaments, do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I'm here because I want to laugh about things like playing IG-88 or something silly like that. But thank you for
I
the
agree.
meme of the week, Ruben. Let us know
Thank
what
you
you
for
think
making it
below.
possible.
Yeah, it was my true unironic pleasure. It made me laugh at the time. I thought it made sense. So our main topic today is pimping out your deck. What cards do you guys have in your deck to flex? I can go first. I have 3 cards that immediately come to mind. I have a foil gore, which I absolutely love. I have a hyperspace clone card, like the clone where you can like create another duplicate card. And I also have a hyperspace foil Cad Bane. Those are my 3 like
Ooh.
yeah, those are my 3 like big ones lately that I'm a huge fan of. Oh, and
Oh, that's a
the greatest card to ever be printed. I have 2 hyperspace foil Jar Jar Binks. Buy
Oh,
those
nice.
immediately. Stocks through the roof. Stonks.
For me, it's a foil hyperspace power of the dark side.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Um, I like that one quite a bit. And then I have a foil Luke, though I don't play heroic decks, so I don't really see him a whole lot.
That's a really good flex though. I love Luke.
Yeah. I just like to put that out there.
I just,
You know,
just
got a
like to
foil
flex
Luke.
like that. You know,
I'm,
I just wanted you
I'm
guys to
better than
remember
you
that I've
all,
got it
so
like that.
my kids are going to college.
The showcases are gonna pay for my kids' college. That Quinlan Voss showcase is
Right.
gonna appreciate, baby. How how about you, Ruben or Jonathan? Do you have any cards that you like specifically to put into your Twin Sons deck to be like, I got it like that?
Yeah. I got a few. The ones I like to flex a little bit is because I do judge locally here. I throw in my judge cards in there. So my Grogu, I throw in my takedown, which is the judge promo, which is pretty sweet. I like anything that's shiny. If I can use Twin Suns for anything for my cards, is I will put all my foils and all my hyperspace foils in there because I typically don't like to play those in Premiere because they're a little bit noticeable. So I throw all my shinies into my Twin Sun decks that I can. If I can blind my opponent with the shinies, it might give me an advantage. So I think that is what I typically do with that. So, but if I had to choose any ones, I like putting the judge promos in.
Ruben, I want you before we. I'm sorry, Jonathan, to cut you off. I want to hear Ruben expand on this. Can you explain that to me and to our listeners? Because I've heard this before that shinies or hypers are easier to see. Because I run them in my deck, and I've never. Can you explain that? Like, give me like a TLDR? Because I still don't follow
Yeah.
what you mean by
So
that. Yeah,
the
please.
foils, they will tend to bend a little bit. They'll tend to meaning just the foil itself will make the card just not, straighten out. It'll kind of it's very noticeable. If you ever put like 3, 4 cards in like kind of for your resources and you put one that's a shiny, 90% of the time you'll be able to tell what it is because it lifts
There's
up a little bit because it bends from the foil itself.
there was a real problem in competitive Magic where people were putting like all their sideboard cards would be in foil because they'd be a little thinner, and you could actually cut to them. And so they were like they were
Yeah.
basically cheating. So that was one of the things we would look for in tournaments is does he have one card that's a foil and the rest are not? Because then
Right.
you could figure that out. I don't think any of us are cheating, but I'm just saying that's a thing too.
Right.
Now
So
I'm
for like
thinking about
tournaments, you
removing it.
can get it's considered a marked card. So
Ooh.
if
Yeah.
you would get caught for that, it would be, you'd be penalized for it. Because
Oh.
in Magic, it's a big deal. And then I know in Star Wars, that's why it is competitive. If you're a competitive player, highly recommend that you only play with normal cards because of the
Unless you can
fact
bling the whole thing out.
unless you can bling the whole thing out, right?
Oh wow. Now I've wow. I always play with some bling cards in my premier deck too. Like wow, I didn't even
Yeah, but
realize
you're
that.
not playing like if you're playing casual, that's fine. But if you're playing at a higher tier kind of, PQ and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it's a big deal because it's competitive tier where you get, if you do something crazy, and they find out your cards, even if you think it's out of just pure, you didn't do it intentionally, it's definitely considered a marked card in that situation.
Dang.
But that's a TLDR version.
I mean that really helps me. Now I understand. Thank you very much. I mean I've always heard that about. I've talked about this before, Jonathan, and I started off in the Pokemon world. Like I really like to collect Pokemon cards still. I don't really play it all that much because I'll be I'll be damned if I'm gonna shuffle my cards 20 times in a row. But I really like the art still on it, and I did know that foil cards bend a little bit easier just because I've looked into grading cards before. But Jonathan, how about you? Any cards that you have that really just kind of flex out like, oh, this is the card that I pulled. This is one of the doper ones.
See, I think I bounce around too much, and I'm more of the same mind as Ruben, where it's if it's shiny, it's going in. If it's
Mm-hmm.
hyperspace, it's going in. If it's both, even better. Um, but if I settle on a deck, I think I might try and focus more on it, but nothing super comes to mind.
Yeah, I get that. I flip flop between decks all the time too, especially between sets. Like I started off with Tarkin, then I went to, or I started off with Vader, went to Tarkin, went to Rex, and then who knows where I'm going next.
Space.
Maybe. I've been tempted to go backwards
Final
to Ray.
Frontier.
The Final Frontier is a good one. Speaking of a space show, The Final Frontier, I've been watching Skeleton Crew, and
It's so good.
frankly, I had very low expectations after The Acolyte, but I have been
Oh,
nothing
it's
but
like
blown away and impressed every episode. Seriously.
oh yeah. It's like miles above for me personally. I feel like it's miles above the Acolyte. Like it feels so much more respectful. Like I'm really digging it.
Yeah, I mean, if when people talk about Skeleton Crew before I even started watching that show, I asked them, "Hey, what's the show? What's it like?" When someone said Space Goonies, I was sold. He's like, "Okay,
Yeah,
all
it's a
right,
pretty
I'm
good sell.
watching it." So that's how I feel about it. But yeah, I think this is where we talk about which one's our favorite character.
I came in feeling like really apprehensive. Like there's no way they can pull that off. Like that, there's no way. And they
Right.
and they really did. Like I feel like they did a really good job.
There's only been a few scenes that I'm like, okay, I didn't like that. But other than there was one very particular scene that I complained about, and I told this to Steven. Spoiler if you haven't caught up to
I
Skeleton
haven't caught
Crew.
up yet.
I think are you caught up to that part? No, you're
Oh,
not.
oh,
No.
I'm not gonna say it. Either way, there's only one part I haven't liked so far. Maybe I'll tell about it in the future. But right now, my favorite character. I always like to root for the devil. So Jod. Oh, Captain Silva, bro. I would follow that man into a cave of gold.
into,
I would not
into your
walk out
death.
like a fool. Yeah, no, I wouldn't walk out, but I'd be like, "Oh, I'm getting to Atten," and then I'd be like, "Oh, this is a dark room. Oh, I'm dead. That's a shame." But I'd be hyped up all the way, dun 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 dun, dun singing the shanties and walking in, and then I'd be like, "Oh, he did it again. He did it again." And I don't think he's a Jedi. I think he's some kind of force sensitive that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the thing that we ignore from I'm just gonna go to expanded universe is there's a lot of people who without even Jedi influence were able to figure out how to use the Force, just because the Force is all around us, midichlorians, all that fun stuff. But I think he could be just somebody eventually. If you try at something, or you're naturally gifted at something enough, right? You could be able to just theoretically. He hasn't done anything crazy, just a little bit of force pull and a little bit of force push here and there. I don't have a hard time believing that somebody without actual training could figure that out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's it's my favorite Star Wars book by James Luceno. It's the Darth Plagueis book. And a part of that book is Darth Plagueis actually hunting down these Force adepts that his master, Darth Tenebris, was looking to replace him with. And he was looking to try and find these people and basically take them out because they were going to be his competition. And they were just regular schmoes that were Force sensitive. And, I think one of them was using it to cheat at gambling. One of them was like this renowned like witch doctor type character in her village, so like they're just random people. So just because he can use the Force doesn't automatically mean he was a Jedi. He could just be a guy who uses the Force.
100%. Ruben, how about you? Who's your favorite character?
I'm gonna go with the droid 33. I know they in the show. I know that was it. Fern calls him 33. I believe. But once you look at his name, it's SM33. So it's very Shmi like. But I like his banter more than anything else. Like I like his character in the show itself and how he is with Jod specifically. Um, the time where spoilers, but just the fact how he is with Jod and how he is with the kids on the show it's hilarious to me. It just and the thing is he has this the part where this little was like a little rat-like creature comes out of his
Oh
eyeball
yeah,
all the time.
I think it's
That
just a
that's one of
reroll.
my
Yeah.
favorite things that happens. It's like this guy trying to be real menacing, and then this thing comes out of his eyeball. So, but yeah, just the way the banter is with the droid and Jods, and especially with the kids, it's pretty great for me.
How about you, Steve? Favorite character? Yeah, no, SM33 is
My
great.
my favorite character is Brutus, the first mate.
Oh yeah.
I had to look up his species. His species is a Schistovanian.
Ooh, okay.
I
No.
just really like him because he's like I always love that character who's like who could be captain, who could be like Bosk is my favorite Star Wars character because he's so close to being the best bounty hunter in the galaxy, but Boba Fett's always just one step ahead of him. And I just love that. I don't know, it's just funny to me. So Brutus is that same character where he's like he could be captain. He probably should be captain. But Silvo is always one step ahead of him and always, gets the upper hand every time. So I can really relate to I like that character a lot.
I get that a lot. He's a really cool character. I don't hate Brutus. I think he's actually a fascinating character as well, and I also found the alien species he was to be very interesting. I'm impressed by how big the pirate fleet has become.
Oh yeah, that pirate fleet's like world ending.
Could take down the whole New Republic.
Yeah.
Jonathan, how about you? Any favorite characters or episode starts you liked?
See, I've been told I'd be a Nile enjoyer. Having never seen the show yet, I'll just have to go with it. But anyone who's seen the show, comment. Would you think I'm a Nile enjoyer?
He does mean Neil, but I think you
Neil?
would like Neil a lot. Yeah. Jonathan and Neil are very kindred
Just
spirits, just
gotta
both very chill
hammer it
guys.
home, man. I've definitely seen the show. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. All right, well,
It's fancy, just like Tarjay.
I do love Tarjay on a cold winter morning. Well, Starbucks. All right, well, Jonathan, let's jump on into your deck tech spotlight. I know you have a deck for us to talk about this week. I believe it's a Dooku Newt of some
Well,
form.
you know it. Uh, Aptly named Newt Dukem. I'm
I
not the
love
best at
that.
naming, but I was very happy with that.
Well, that's pretty great.
That one is awesome.
It's like I talked about last week. Dooku kind of got stuck in my head, and I want to make him work. So I think we'll see. I might tinker with him a couple weeks here on the free for all Fridays and see if I can make the most of him. But my thought process was we don't tend to get to higher resources,
Mm-hmm.
but higher cost units tend to be better. How can I cheat them out? And exploit was the first thought. The problem with exploit is you got to have units on the board, but if you don't appear as the biggest threat, you have a chance. So, with that mentality, I was like, okay, I need units that make units or cards like events. So, droid deployment is a good one. You got like wartime official, battle droid escort, and then I'm a sucker for ramp, so I have super laser tag and resupply in. But then, in order to protect the units on the field, sentinels are nice. So I then threw in some things like the calculating Magna Guard, and then patrolling AT-AT or 8AT, and then tried to get some top end, such as the heavy persuader tank, Savage. If people tend to have more units than you, who'll come in readied. Count Dooku himself, the Fallen Jedi, and I'm a sucker for the very, very top end. So Gore's in here, as well
Oh
as
boy,
the Invasion of Christopherson.
dude, that's
A
both of
big
those are such
surprise
good
of
cards.
you're scary. Let's not.
That sounds like a very fun deck, especially with all that ramp. Because ramp, every time we play a game of Twin Suns and somebody ramps on me, I go, I need to play ramp. Like it changes the flow of Twin Suns.
Oh
And
yeah,
the
and
target.
You become the target. This is
hmm
true. Any other
when
thoughts
when
on
you
that
hit the
deck, Jonathan?
150,
Are you trying to build up a
was
lot of? You're trying to build a lot of tokens, right, for exploiting?
yeah, and then if you need to, explain some other units, but the main goal is getting tokens. So that's why Newt's being Dooku's sidekick of okay, I've exploited 2 units, I get one back for next turn, hopefully.
And your other color, your base color is blue.
I actually chose red for this iteration just to have cards like or
Yeah, that's a really good one.
yeah, I'll call him and
That you
then
get
some
those from
like
Newt. That's right.
yeah, some events like grenade strike, um, and then higher end cards like Asajj, or sorry, Aura and Savage,
Hmm.
combining their
I feel
names,
like red
as well as
red
like
just gives you so much more than yellow would have.
yeah,
Like
yellow
I
might
feel
be
like
better
red
at
red.
controlling the board.
And
I don't
token
know. I feel like
generation,
red is
but
better.
red is better for late game for sure. You have
Yeah,
a lot
red
of
feels like
scary
you just
like
get so many
late
more
drops.
bombs.
Yeah.
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 Yellow definitely
But
helps the earlier game, but that red is really just like putting the
yeah,
nail in the coffin.
I like the red.
first first iteration.
Well, thank you for sharing, Jonathan. I'm a big fan of that. That looks really cool, and I look forward
Yeah.
to seeing how it continues to evolve over our play sessions.
Hmm.
And
Just don't attack me
time
first.
it is time for our favorite game of Name That Card, Play the Intro Song. This is my favorite part of the episode.
What's that card?
Steve won last week, so he gets to choose this week what card we're going to be guessing at. And we talked off camera a little bit before we made a joke. It is not a base, is the first hint we have received.
Yeah, it's not a base.
That's a little
Could
too much
be, but
information.
it's not.
Jeez.
All right.
I thought this one might be challenging enough to give you a hint.
Thanks. Good hint too.
Yeah.
You know
Where
what?
do we go from here?
I'll kick us off.
Do it.
All right.
Is it a command card?
It is not a command card.
Okay.
Go for Ruben.
All right, I know we've been playing this for a couple episodes here, but I want to know if this question will work here. Okay. What aspect is it?
Man, can you ask that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Why
Um,
not? Where's the stipulation in that? I didn't read the fine print.
I know.
I guess you
Said-
can ask that because it's really just going to help everybody else. So
Okay.
I'll let it fly.
I think it's up to the
This is
question
a
creator. Yeah. Go ahead.
oh, that's
Sorry.
fair. I'll let that one fly. This is a cunning aspect.
Okay.
Cunning. Pure cunning. Okay.
I didn't say pure cunning.
Oh, true. Yeah. There's my
But
assumptions
you can
going
ask that
wild.
question. You can ask that question though.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, Steve. There's no way.
No, not already. Not round one. Don't you do it, Cole.
Bro, what
He
if I
hasn't even asked the
do?
question yet. He already knows what
Bro,
it
what
is.
if I
We're
do?
not doing the back to back, okay? We're not going
Oh,
Steve
Jonathan,
Cole,
go
Steve
ahead.
Cole, back and
Jonathan, go ahead, King.
forth. Okay. Is it? Does it? See, now I wanted to make it vague to try and not help Cole out.
See, yeah, that's why I let Ruben's question go because it really
Yeah.
helps everybody else a lot.
Yeah.
Comments below are gonna call
So
me
it's
a
on to
cheater.
us to make vague questions, so that only helps us. Is it an event?
Yeah. It is not an event.
Oh crap!
Okay.
That was what my question was gonna
Well,
be.
there
and I
went
thought it
my
was
You
gonna be-
thought I picked a look the other way, didn't you?
No, I didn't actually. I was thinking because you were playing a Chewbacca deck, I was thinking let the Wookiee win.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah. So it's cunning. It's not an event. Is it an upgrade?
It is not an upgrade.
Okay, so it's not an event, not an upgrade. So that means it should be a unit, right? Am I forgetting another card, everybody?
You can ask two questions. Cole,
No,
don't
I
be
know,
cheating
but I'm
over here.
talking
No, I
to
was
the
kidding.
team. I'm just talking to the team.
He was trying to get me to answer that.
Yeah. My question. Let's see.
So it's cunning. It's not an event. It's not an upgrade.
Is it a heroism aspect unit?
It is not.
Hmm.
I might
Now, this
win
might be
this
too
week.
specific. I know.
So it's maybe a villainy.
Does it have a leader counterpart? Or I guess a leader
that's
of
a
the
good
same
question.
name.
Oh, that's a good question.
No, it does not.
Okay.
So villainy, cunning, maybe villainy, but cunning for sure. It's not. So it has to be a unit. So I'm not gonna waste that. Is it an underworld card?
It is not an underworld card.
Okay, so it's not Zori.
Is it a space unit?
It is not a space unit.
It's not looking good for us at home, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I'm gonna win this one.
It's looking good for Steve.
Is there like a 5-question limit here?
We do need to. Now that we're talking about this, we do need to have a limit of questions. So if three people are
probably
asking
should, but
questions,
it's more fun to make you guys ask like all these questions. I don't know.
let us know below. What do you think? Okay, so it's.
Does
I mean,
it
I can get.
have?
What do you think? What do you think if starting from this one, we just give everybody 2 more questions, like 2 more rounds?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
think that's good.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll do
yeah, puts
5
pressure.
would be the base.
Okay, then my question is going to be: does it have a keyword?
It does have a keyword.
Okay. So as a keyword, it's cunning, villainy.
I
It's
never
not
said a villainy.
I know, but you also never
Hey.
said it was pure. Oh,
don't
maybe
believe
it's
That's
double cunning. No, that wouldn't make sense. Or does it? Crap. Okay.
We each have one more question before we have to make a guess. Is that right? or do we have to guess by this next round?
No, I think starting Jonathan. Jonathan would start the next round of last question,
Okay, and then we have to guess.
and then you have to guess. Yeah.
Is it a ground unit?
It is a ground unit.
Okay. That was a waste of a question.
Wagons are circling.
I'll take
You
it. I'll
confirmed
take
it?
it. Yeah, you confirmed it. Jeez, man, I didn't give me any information.
Oh.
Let's see here. One more question before. After.
Oh, you
Okay.
have 2 questions.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying after this one. So how do I?
Yeah.
Is the cost greater than 3?
Yes, the cost is greater than 3.
Uh-oh.
Is the cost less than 7?
Yes, the cost is less than 7.
We're really good at this game.
We're really not. Oh, Lord. Is it a bounty hunter?
It is a bounty hunter.
Ah! Go ahead, Ruben.
Is it Bosk?
It is not Bosk.
Oh. Anyone else?
Man, okay. Last question before Cole has to guess. Then I have to guess after that. So it's a
Last
unit,
question.
cunning, 4 to 6.
It's got
And
a
it's not
keyword.
Bosk.
Not Bosk, has a keyword.
It's ground unit.
Ground unit.
I think I know what it is, but I could be wrong.
Is there
And you don't have to
only...
name the card, you can describe it. That's good enough too.
Yeah. Is there... Does the art only include one character?
No, the art has multiple characters.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Do you?
All right, Jonathan, this is your guess.
I mean, Cole.
Oh,
Back to
Cole,
you.
Cole, sorry.
Sorry, that was my question.
My
The
Yeah.
bad.
bounty hunter crew?
Yeah,
Hear
my
it.
bad. It is not Bounty Hunter Crew.
Oh, swing and a miss,
that- no,
ladies and
that's a good-
gentlemen.
Yeah, that's
He-
a good guess because
He
that's what I would
goes
have
down
picked.
in a ball of flames. They're kicking him in the nuts on the way down. They're booing him. All right, go ahead.
All right, for all the McNuggets.
I know that. Well, that was gonna be. Yeah.
That was going to be my guess if I was in this.
Mm-hmm.
I have another thought, but I'd be surprised if it was that.
No, because that's not
Right?
Bounty
That wouldn't
Hunter.
make sense.
Um,
What bounty hunter am I forgetting?
it's not heroism. Gosh dang it, because I think he's heroism.
I don't think it is.
Oh. See, now I don't remember if this guy's a bounty hunter. Is it the yellow 4-cost guard that gains Sentinel when you have another cunning unit?
Oh, no, it is not Gamorrean guards.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not bounty hunters.
All right,
Drop it on us.
the big reveal.
Zuckus.
From Shadows of the Galaxy, a common 5 resource. It's in Just Cunning. Resourceful Pursuers
Oh my god, I
is a
forgot that was a card.
5/6 bounty hunter with Saboteur. I have
Wow.
never heard of this card until I was sorting cards the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's gotta be my
No,
card."
that was a good one. That's a good one.
Well, good job. You stumped us, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Well, as always, thank you for joining us here under the Twin Suns from the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina with Steve being the champion of naming cards.
I am air high-fiving
Air
myself
high
right
five.
now.
Air high five to himself.
You win.
Well, thank you all as always, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye now.